All right, today's remake, we're gonna go ahead and remake Pushin P by Gunna in Future featuring Young Thug. So let's jump right into it. First things first, let's go ahead and change our tempo to 155 beats per minute. And we're gonna start off with this main sound that we hear in the A section. I'm gonna give myself a 4-bar loop, and I'm gonna bring in Logic's ES2 synthesizer. We're gonna work off of the default settings here. Let's just go ahead and create a MIDI region and start off with that pattern. All right, next let's go ahead and just layer up this sound to make it a little bit fuller sounding. We'll create a new software instrument track. Go over to our browser over here. We'll go to synthesizer. We'll go to bell, and we'll go to the Dreamy Bells preset. We're gonna copy down the same pattern. It's gonna sound like this. Take off the phaser on this. Pitch it up 1 octave. Just balance the two together, right? So it just makes it a little bit fuller sounding. All right, next let's go ahead and create the pads that we hear in this song. Create a new software instrument track, bring in Logic's Alchemy. We'll go ahead and bring in the pads category. Go to analog, and we'll go to the preset called the Horizon Strings Sweep. We'll come back in a moment to manipulate that sound. Let's go ahead and just draw in this pattern. It's a simple pattern. It's just playing a set of chords. It's gonna go like this. All right, next let's go ahead and open up Alchemy and just manipulate the sound a little bit here. All right, so now let's go ahead and just bring in this string sound that we hear in the background and play sort of a counter melody. Create a new software instrument track. Once again, we'll bring in another instance of Alchemy. For this one, we're gonna go over to pads. We'll go to analog, and we'll go to the preset called analog smooth. We'll come back and manipulate that sound in a moment. Let's go ahead and just draw in that pattern. All right, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna copy it down, maybe we'll just layer it up over 2 octaves. Open up Alchemy. Get more of a narrow sound with the warm there. Next, I'm just gonna take an EQ and just filter out a lot of the top and bottom end just to make it a little bit more narrower sounding. Let's go ahead and just mute this out for a second. Take a little bit of top end out. Cleans that up a bit. All right, next, let's create a new soft instrument track, and we'll create a pluck sound. Let's go ahead and bring in Logic's Alchemy once again. Go over here and type in plucked. And I'm going to bring in a preset called the Classic Simple Synth 01. We'll come back to this in a moment. Let's go ahead and just draw in that pluck sound that happens in the background. We'll create a MIDI region over here. Let's draw on that pattern. It's going to follow the same chord as before. Duplicate that over. So these I'm going to push back here a bit. Open up Logic's Alchemy. Let's just adjust this sound here. Give it a little bit brighter sound. Next, let's get to those arpeggiated sounds that happen in the background. I'm going to create a new software instrument track. And once again, we're going to bring in Logic's Alchemy. Alchemy is our friend for this remake here. We're going to go over to arpeggiated. And we're going to go to a preset called Angle of Elevation. We'll leave this for now. Let's just draw in the pattern. And it's going to go something like this. I'll pitch this up 1 octave. All right, we're gonna go ahead and layer this ARP with another ARP sound just to make it a little bit brighter, a little bit more in your face. Create another soft instrument track. We'll once again bring in Logic's Alchemy. And I'm going to go back to the arpeggiated category here. And this time we're going to bring in a preset called Breathy Pop Patterns right over here. And we're going to copy down the same pattern. Let's just layer the two here. Solo this out actually first. We're going to move it over to the bottles and vox. It's going to give you like this plucky ARP sound. All right, next what we're going to do here is going to group all these tracks together. And I want to add a little bit more movement to all the sounds as a whole. So I just create a track stack on that one. I'm going to bring in Logic's step effects. And we're going to go over to a preset here found under ambience. And we're going to go to pulsing gates. And it's going to sound like this. We don't want it that much, so pull it back. Just creates a little bit of movement to that entire sound, so we'll leave it like that. Next, I'm going to create a new software instrument track, and I'm going to bring in a drum kit here. We're going to bring in the Pushin P drum kit. Where is it here? Here it is right over here. And let's start off with something simple. Let's start off with our snare sound. Let's draw on our hi-hat pattern. I'm going to convert this over to MIDI region. We're just going to add in some of the pitched hi-hats that are in place here. Let's convert to MIDI region. Open that up. First, we get a little stutter over here. Let's add in our pitch stuff here. Next, let's go ahead and draw in our 808 pattern. I have a little bit of a roll here, so I'm just going to go to a 30-second triplet, and I'm just going to draw it in right here. And let's pitch that down a couple octaves. All right, so there is section A of the track. Let's go ahead and work on section B. All right, so we just got this. Except our 808, everything's gonna be playing on the C sharp. All right, our hi-hat, we also get a little bit of stops in there, so let's go ahead and adjust that first. So these two come out right here. All right, next let's go ahead and make that reverse piano string type of sound. Create a new software instrument track. We're gonna go over to bring in Logic's Alchemy. What am I doing here? Let's go to Logic's Alchemy. And we're gonna go to strings. And we're gonna go to the preset here called Celtic flute and strings right over here. Let's go ahead and draw in that pattern. Just duplicate this over. All right, we're gonna open up Logic's Alchemy and just manipulate this a little bit. All right, next let's go create a new software instrument track. And I'm gonna bring in a piano here. Let's go to piano, we'll go to Steinway Grand Piano. I'm just gonna duplicate this sound over. I'm gonna control B that, so bounce that in place. And I'm gonna chop it up and we're gonna reverse it just to give it a little bit more of a reverse sound here. Let's go to reverse. Let's group this together and we're just gonna create a little bit of an EQ just to filter at the top and bottom end a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, and then it goes back into this right here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and listen to the track, arrange it, mix this a little bit because my sounds are a little bit off here as far as balance goes, and we'll come right back. All right, so here we are back with the arrangement right here. I went ahead and balanced the sounds a little bit. I also added in the Wheezy out of here tag, so
Wheezy out of here, Wheezy out of here.
Just so we get that at the top of the beat. But other than that, sit back, relax, enjoy. Listen to me, we just put together Gunna and Future's Pushin P featuring Young Thug. Let's go.
Wheezy. Wheezy out of here. Wheezy out of here. Wheezy out of here.
All right, so right there is Gunna's Pushin P with Future featuring Young Thug. I'm gonna go ahead and place this Logic session for you and place it as a downloadable link in the description box below this video. If you don't use Logic, I'll also include a play pack that'll include the MIDI stems, the audio stems, and the drum kit heard in this remake. You can find that play pack below the like button as well. Speaking of the like button, if you did enjoy this video, drop a thumbs up. It does help out the channel. If you do have any questions on this or just want to chat, let's go and talk in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.